Dakota, and welcome back to another episode of Diagnostics with Dakota. So in today's episode, we actually have, this is something a little different, a little less computer related. This is about keyboards. We're going to learn about the two main types of keyboards, a membrane keyboard and a mechanical keyboard. This is a 60% mechanical keyboard, and this is a 100% membrane keyboard. You can tell the difference because, so this is actually a donor keyboard that came with the computer, by the way. That's why she looks to be in bad condition. I mean, the WASD and shift keys are also rough because I used to play a shit ton of Destiny. So anyway, this is a basic membrane keyboard. It's been through a lot. It's sat on a shelf and collected dust since I've got this keyboard. But anyway, this is mechanical and this is membrane. A lot of ways you can tell is by the way it sounds when you click on it. Click the keys. Let me bring it a little close and see if you guys can actually hear it. Versus on a membrane keyboard, it sounds like this. A lot quieter, but these are also a little less fun to work with. I enjoy working with this a lot more than I do with this. So I actually already have the mechanical keyboard taken apart so I can go through the different aspects of the mechanical keyboard with you guys. I do have a keycap puller right here that we will be using to dismantle and take apart this keyboard, but on the good news, you guys won't have to sit through the gruesome process of watching me take each and every single individual key out. I will be doing a time lapse for that. So anyway, this is what a mechanical keyboard looks like. It has a board that takes the signal of each key pressed and sends it into the computer. Right here's the processor. So on a good bit of mechanical keyboards, actually, these are removable. The keys are removable. You can swap them out with different colors and stuff, but these are soldered into the board. As you can see the solder points right here, and right here. So, see the solder points? That's a mechanical keyboard. It's a lot more simple. Actually, mechanical keyboards aren't really hardwired anymore either. I think there's still a few out there that are hardwired, but most mechanical keyboards in today's society today's world just plugs right on in and lights up, and you can unplug it and plug it back in, and yeah. So let's unplug this baby, place her back into her casing, and we will screw it back in too once we do the time lapse for putting the mechanical keyboard back together. I have black, gray, and red keycaps here because the keyboard came with many different keycaps. But yeah, that's a gruesome task right there. Actually, on my other monitor, I have a keyboard screen up so I know where everything goes, because it's kind of hard to track where everything goes. So yeah, let's time-lapse taking this baby apart, and we're going to dive on into the membrane keyboard, which is a little more, it's a little more interesting in the way it works. So let's get right into this. You guys can tell, a membrane keyboard is definitely different here. So already right off the bat, I don't really care about dropping those screws. I know in the time lapse it looked like I only removed like 4 screws because I did only remove 4 screws. What had happened was I accidentally, when I went to, hold up, let me scoot in a little bit. When I accidentally recorded, well, not accidentally, I didn't accidentally record, but I accidentally recorded in slow motion. And I don't think you want a slow motion video being taken out 20 screws. So I had to just go and put what I could back together and then redo it. But yeah, so this is just a circuit board that sends signals for each button that's pressed. But hold up, this baby's got to go back in there properly. But it's layers of plastic film and PCIe lines. Well, not PCIe lines, they're not called. They're just called conductive lines, board lines, whatever you want to call them. This is how circuit boards do work. This is actually a really nice way of explaining it to you guys. All these little lines, they run together and they pass data through them. They pass conductivity, like electric conduction through them. They pass a lot. So this is the lower part of the board, the more understanding, the part that connects everything together, while this is just like a top end. Kind of overlaps, and together all of the wiring goes together from this little bottom square pad down here. This is actually interesting. I've never taken apart a keyboard, well, at least a membrane keyboard. But yeah, and then it has the light controller on it, and then the positive, negative, and ground cable that runs to the computer. You can tell this is old because the wiring is hardwired. Ain't nobody using a hardwired keyboard nowadays. So I will not be putting this one back together, but we will be going over a time lapse of putting my mechanical keyboard back together, starting from the bottom. So let's go do that time lapse real quick, and that'll really be it. We went over membrane and mechanical keyboards, how they worked. You know, on this, it's a bunch of soldered keys that send signal to the computer through a USB-C. Well, on this one, it's 3 plates of board lines that all run together and into each other when they're on top of each other. It's honestly kind of interesting. I've never opened up a keyboard before. So we'll be right back. Let's get this time lapse started. Now, like, the somewhat less critical keys are gray, the critical keys are red, and then the rest is black. And it actually looks really cool. Check this out too. This is one of my favorite things about the keyboard. You can change the way it lights up. Like, there you go, now we're spanning across. I actually really like this keyboard. But because of how short this video is, I decided we are going to bring out a really old piece of technology. A Dell keyboard. A Dell membrane keyboard right here. So yeah, we're going to time-lapse me taking this one apart, look into it, and then that'll be it. Thank you all for watching. Leave a subscribe if you enjoy. Continue to support and show that support you guys show. And yeah, let's get right on into this. This was a donor keyboard, by the way. I've never actually touched this or used this. I wonder how well it works, but we'll actually put this one back together. Alright, let's get this started. Continue to use the board. Maybe salvage the resistors out if they're not burnt out or destroyed or anything. You know, which I think this is cool because we have an assortment of keyboard screws. Now, I'm kidding. That's not the cool part, but the cool part is, you know, I took a third-party rebuild and refurbishing company keyboard and took it apart, and it fell apart as I took it apart. But here, this is a name brand Dell keyboard. And it's in pretty good shape, I would have to say, yeah. Let me unplug this from it. Oh shoot, that's like an actual soldered down pin set. Never mind. I'm gonna hold on to this and use this for experimenting. But yeah, they also, this is kind of weird too. So it pushes down on the little board points. There's the positive side and the negative side. And instead of it being a plastic film that it goes on to press buttons, it's kind of like this silicone film. It's like a toy almost. Shoot, if you gave this to some 5-year-old kid and told him it was a toy, he'd play with it. So, I mean, I guess you could say this is better manufacturing based on the company. I mean, this goes to show that based on the company, you're getting better things, or it might just be the manufacturing date, and both of these are the same, just with different times that they were built. So it's like, oh hey, this is different than this. Yeah, there's no way how I'm getting this back in place on video. So yeah, we got this little film, and then we have, that is so loud. It's like that little, that's actually kind of cool. Alright, so yeah, that'll be it for today's video, guys. Leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe, go down in the description below, give us a call if you need any kind of tech support. And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you for watching Diagnostics with Dakota. Y'all have now learned the layout of a keyboard between membrane and mechanical and how they're different. Like, what is that? Alright, let me get cleaned up. That'll be it for this video. Thank y'all for watching.